Yes,
Om
Gurudev.
Jnana Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everybody who is present here physically and online. Very happy to be with all of you here in our continued discussion of the Ramayana and lessons we can learn from the Ramayana. I must say that every day there seems to be a new arrangement made here by the wonderful devotees doing the seva. So I think they're trying to bring you a new background and a new setting every day to keep the variety. So I am very thankful to all of them working very hard here and there, and to Krishna Kumar Prabhu and his coordination. We are not high-tech people together. We are a heterogeneous group of something like Lord Ramachandra's Vanaras together. Many of them of different types together, but all with a very good heart of wanting to serve. So sometimes things may not come up so nicely like you expect. But I think all of them have a very sincere intention, a very deep desire to actually serve and be useful to you. Me too. I'm trying my best to be able to offer you something while you're imprisoned by COVID-19 spectacle. Right. So today is a wonderful personality and character that we are going to try to discuss. And the sheer volume of what may have to say is actually confusing me. I don't know how I'll be able to cover so many things that I want to say within the little time that we have. So maybe I will try to be more general and at a different time be more specific and in a little more detail. But right now, we discussed yesterday about Bharata and the wonderful character of Bharata, his sacrifice, his titleless responsibility, his acceptance of Lord Ramachandra's authority, and his execution and performance, so wonderful, for 14 years on behalf of Ramachandra, keeping Lord Ramachandra's authority in place. Today we would like to talk about the great hero, Hanuman. Can't speak about Lord Ramachandra without speaking about Hanuman. Hanuman, known as one of the greatest servants of Rama. There is so much to speak about Hanuman and about his qualities. I am choosing a few of them that bring about some interesting, edifying instructions for us in terms of leadership. I will quickly recollect a little bit about Hanuman. You must have heard Chronicles of Hanuman a lot. He's a very famous personality. Every nook and corner in India, you will see Maruti, you will see Hanuman's temples, you will see all over the place. He's such a great hero. So I will zoom in on certain important things alone as the time is short. Ramayana describes wonderfully Hanuman. I'll briefly talk about the special character of Hanuman in terms of his birth. Hanuman is born to Anjana through Vayu and Shiva. And so he's an incarnation of both these. He's an Amsha of both of them together. And he was obviously very powerful because he's the son of these great Devatas. He, right from his young age, was very powerful. As soon as he was born, it is mentioned that he lunged forward ambitiously to eat the sun, which looked like a nice juicy fruit. And he is known to have done it, and in the process have angered all the devatas so much that Indra was called upon and he had to use his vajra at him. It hit him on the chin, and that's how he got the name Hanuman. Hanuman means chin, a special chin he had because it was broken by the vajra of Indra. And then because he fell down, fainted, his father got very deeply disturbed, Vayu, and then he stopped the air circulation. All the demigods got together, came to see him, and in order to pacify him, each one of them gave a great boon to Hanuman. Vayu, Brahma, Indra, all of them gave great boons, each one of them facilitating Hanuman to become somebody fantastically great with massive powers. Whole lot of mischief in his younger days. I'm not going into the details of it. But because he was so mischievous, one of the rishis cursed him and said that it's too much. All these powers are too much for you because you're too young to use all of them now and you're misusing it. So you will not be able to use any of your powers, and they will only come to you when you really need to serve the Supreme Lord. And in this way, Hanuman became quietened down. He took his education under Surya. Surya, whom he actually swallowed, became his guru also. And he learned from Surya. And it's very funny that Surya was always in motion. And he said, how can I teach you? You'll have to stand in one place and look at me. And then Hanuman agreed to move and be facing Surya. He had that capacity and that power. And he learned. He had a mobile school. And he learned from that mobile school and he graduated. And as a dakshana, Surya said, you have to give me Guru Dakshana. That is the etiquette. And what shall I give you as a Guru Dakshana? He said that you must go and be a supporter and help my son Sugriva. Sugriva out of Syria. And Vali came from Indra. Vali and Sugriva were brothers. And when Hanuman went to actually serve Sugriva, Sugriva was in a very horrible situation. To recollect the story quickly so that you may appreciate other things that may be said. Sugriva and Vali were very close brothers, and they had sharing the kingdom wonderfully and doing amazing activities. And one fine day, this great Rakshasa, this great demon Dundubi attacked and called for fighting with Vali. And Vali was a great fighter, extremely strong. And he fought with Dundubi, and Dundubi was chased and he ran into a cave. And Vali told Sugriva to be at the cave and never leave the place till he comes out. And he chased Dundubi inside, and there was a lot of confusion in Sugriva's head, who was waiting and waiting and waiting. And then he found blood gushing out, and he heard all sorts of groans and sounds. And it seemed to him, he made a decision that actually Vali has been killed. And so he closed the cave for fear that Dundubi will come out chasing for him. And in this way, he went back to the kingdom. But lo and behold, one fine day, Vali appeared and he thrashed Sugriva and chased him out of the kingdom, thinking that Sugriva had plotted and conspired against him and taken over the whole kingdom. And in this way, Sugriva was thrashed out. Not only that, he was humiliated like nothing. And he was made to do all sorts of amazing things, ashamed. And he had to hide somewhere, because when Dundubi was killed, he threw the dead body of Dundubi so far away, Vali threw, that blood drops from that, and the whole corpse of Dundubi went and fell in Matanga Rishi's ashram. And the whole ashram got contaminated. So Matanga Rishi said, whoever has done this, if he ever comes here, he will die. And this way he cursed uh, Vali. So Vali could not come to this place alone. And that's the only place in the entire universe that Sugriva could stay in out of great fear of Vali. Not only that, even though he couldn't come, it's mentioned that Vali every day would circulate and go to different places to do different religious activity in the morning. He'll do his Sandhya Vandana in one place, he'll do that thing in another place, he'll worship Surya in another place. So as he goes, he will give a flying kick to Sugriva every day. Every day he will come and torture Sugriva, giving him a kick and then going without touching the place. So he was so expert and so powerful and so intelligent, and Sugriva was so terrorized by Vali. And he was powerless, no kingdom, no people, no property, nothing. So he was staying somewhere in the caves. So the only asset he had is all his Vanara followers. They were also terrorized. And the greatest addition to all of that was Hanuman. Hanuman was sent by his father because he knew that my son is suffering like this. And he's insulted and he's ashamed and he is weakened and he's demoralized. And so in this way, Hanuman came to assist. But Hanuman was a highly qualified person. He was not an ordinary person. He was well read in the Vedic literatures. He was educated by Surya. And he had amazing abilities and powers in him, conferred on him by all the great demigods. But he was in a position to do this service to his guru according to the words of the guru. He had to serve somebody of much lower capacity, much lower capability than him. Learning and character and everything else, Hanuman was far, far, far superior. But because of his guru's order, he accepted that order and he was willing to serve Sugriva. And he became Sugriva's minister, his chief assistant, his chief counselor. And in this way, Hanuman gave a lot of solace to Sugriva. And Sugriva was somewhat in a better situation because of having Hanuman as his assistant. And in doing that, Hanuman was very humble, very surrendered and submissive to Sugriva, although he was very qualified. In this world, we see that when people are more qualified, there is no chance of them working under somebody who is less qualified or less capable. Because everybody is after showing off their capability, wanting recognition for themselves. Who's going to work under somebody like that? Even if there's a higher order, even if my father said so, my father doesn't know what I am capable of and what this man is. I'm not going to work under him. In this way, they will never work under anybody who's of less capability. But Hanuman was such a sophisticated personality inside. Although externally he's a Vanara, monkey, he was such a great personality inside. And outside he was a monkey, not an ordinary monkey at that. But you see, real value, real enrichment is inside. We are talking about looking inside now, even metaphorically, even figuratively now. We cannot go outside. We're all locked inside. We are forced to look inside and develop our insides. Developing the inside is the real development. Educating ourselves spiritually onto who we are is the real education. Understanding difference between matter and spirit is real leading. A leader is a person who leads people from illusion to reality. A leader is a person who enriches a person from inside. A leader is a person who is supposed to show the way towards what is real. And you can see Hanuman had the full capacity to do that. And the way he did that within the limited role he had for Sugriva is very amazing. And because of which he was given the great reward of service to Rama and a much, much bigger domain of service. He continued to serve Sugriva without thinking great about himself because it's the order of my preceptor. It's the order of my guru. And that order is supreme. The real detail of that is not important. I'm following the order of Guru. When we do like that, following the order in a situation, that's when we develop internally. Our mind is constantly telling us that you are great, you're not fit to be here. In this way, when we change our situation sometimes, we don't get inner growth. We may be good externally making growth, but sometimes these type of situations are very useful because it helps us to develop a good temperament, control our minds, and focus and learn all these things. Hanuman, he was an epitome of these type of qualities inside. He was a complete inside acharya, inside personality. So he served Sugriva, helped Sugriva, and gradually, as he was doing so, on the other side, Rama had to face a great loss. Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, and there was a great issue there too. I'll speak briefly about Lakshmana and his contribution. Lakshmana, like I mentioned to you, he was sworn to serve Rama. He sacrificed his sleep, sacrificed so many things as service to Rama. So Rama had told him, stay here, I'll go and get the golden deer for Sita. Don't leave this place. That was the order of Ramachandra. And it was supreme order. So he had to follow it. And he just stayed there. But then when Maricha, that demon, he displayed a voice, oh Rama, oh Lakshmana, help me, save me, very deceptively, so that Lakshmana will leave the place. And at that time, Sita subjected him to, don't you see, my husband is under danger, you should go and save him. Can't you hear that? It is Rama's voice. Please, oh Lakshmana. Then he said, no, I know my Ramachandra's voice. That's the voice of the Rakshasa. He's just impersonating him. But Sita, in her feeling, in her desperation that her husband Rama is in danger and Lakshmana is not understanding, said, you must go. You must go and save him. He said, no, don't worry. That's the voice of the demon. He's impersonating him. I know Ramachandra's voice. And I know he has given me an order to stay here. I should not move from here. I cannot go against his order. Then Sita did not know what to do in desperation. She started accusing Rama bit by bit. He said, you're such a horrible person. You don't listen to what I say. Maybe you have other plans. Maybe I think you're going to take this opportunity to actually enjoy me in the absence of Rama. Now I can understand your plan. And you don't mind Ramachandra dying so that you can enjoy me and go back and take the kingdom from Bharata. You are such a devious person. And Sita started talking all sorts of things. And Lakshmana had to force himself, much against his desire, to obey Sita. And he remained extremely calm. Extremely calm. And you see, sometimes when we execute our duties, we have many others telling us another thing should be done, which is more important than what our vision is, as per what we have assumed from somebody higher. So people who don't have that vision, who don't have that greater understanding of how the organization should move, sometimes accuse you, sometimes level such heavy accusations on you that you are forced to actually step out of your role. Step out of your role. And this is something that happens to us quite often, and Lakshmana did that. And later Rama very strongly chastised him, you should have never done that. And we are in deep trouble because of that. He lost Sita. So Lakshmana and Rama were deeply aggrieved, especially Ramachandra. And they had been advised by Kabandha and Sabari that you will get the help of Sugriva. We should help you to find Sita from Rama. And so they were looking for Sugriva and they came to this place. And Sugriva came to know that there are two fantastic looking personalities hanging around here. We don't know who they are. They may be Vali's people. So I cannot take a chance, right? They may be moving around here because Vali cannot step here. He must have sent somebody else. And they look too good to be true. This is what he has been informed. So he sent his best person, Hanuman. And he told Hanuman to be in disguise. To be in disguise. But Hanuman took the disguise of an aged, wise Brahmana. But Hanuman had an amazing gift given to him by Brahma. He had a beautiful diamond necklace. And Brahma had told him that nobody will be able to see this. Only that person who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead can see you, can see this. And when you get this, you will know that he is that person whom you're supposed to serve. So nobody had seen it, neither Sugriva nor anybody else, that necklace around Hanuman's neck. But when Rama and Lakshmana saw Hanuman, they were looking at this poor, aged Brahmana in the forest. But Rama noticed something very uncanny and very different. He was looking at something. Lakshmana was saying, this is the old Brahmin in the middle of the forest. What's he doing here? In this wild forest with wild animals and all sorts of things. What's he doing here? He came for Bhiksha, Hanuman said. But Rama noticed that and said to Hanuman, you look like a very, very senior, old, poverty-stricken Brahmana. But there is something very contradictory above your neck. You're hanging a wonderful diamond necklace. What's that? And when he said that, immediately Hanuman knew, this is the person I am waiting for. This is the person Brahma said, I've been wearing this necklace for so long. I'm meeting him. He must be that person. And immediately he changed his form to his original form as a Vanara. And he said, my Lord, I have recognized you. You are my eternal master. And he paid his obeisances to Ramachandra and was so happy and ecstatic. And Ramachandra immediately got very friendly and very close. Both Lakshmana also felt what a wonderful behavior he has got. What a very learned person he is. He knows the Shastras so well educated and so well behaved. His mannerisms are so good. And his talk is so sweet. His voice is so good. Everything about is so good. But he's in the body of a monkey. A Vanara. Such a special personality was Hanuman that even Ramachandra and Lakshmana appreciated him, although he was in a monkey's body, because his mannerisms, his etiquette, his talk, his way of speech, his behavior was so high class, so high class. You can be a monkey. You rarely see a monkey like this. Monkeys are known to be just the opposite, not so cultured. So in this way, he heard from Rama and Lakshmana. Lakshmana told him who Ramachandra is, what has happened. And then Hanuman said, that'll be wonderful. You can meet with Sugriva. He is also going through the same thing. He lost his kingdom. He lost his wife. His wife has been taken away by Vali. And in this way, you can forge a relationship. I'm sure each one of you can help each other. And bringing them very close, Rama and Lakshmana felt very comfortable with Hanuman. And Hanuman carried him on his shoulders in his huge form, climbed the hill. And he said, this is very difficult terrain, which only Vanaras can go through. So better you climb on my shoulders. And in this way, he took Rama on one shoulder, Lakshmana on another shoulder. It's very wonderful. And he climbed the hill. It was so powerful. He climbed the hill and took him to Vali. And Vali saw Ramachandra. And by seeing him, he was a very princely, wonderful, sophisticated, and aristocratic features. And he knew he was a very special personality. And under Hanuman's guidance, he forged a friendly relationship. So Hanuman did this amazing job. You see, leadership is best executed when we have very good assistants we can trust in and who understand you very well, who actually know exactly what you want, and they do everything possible to help you out. In other words, one thing is having a second level management. The other thing is having close ministers, assistants, and advisors. King Dashrath had very good ministers advising him. Right from Vashishta, who was a chief priest who knew the entire intricate Shastra and homas and yajnas and what he should do to acquire merit and piety and how he should become powerful so that the king will remain powerful and all his enemies will stay away. There's umpteen things that they would do. And that's how Dashrath remained what he is. It's very important to have a second level of people who are very loyal and good to you. And in between the second level, having your assistants whom you can confide in and break your heart and tell them everything. And they understand, and they are not trying to occupy your position. All they want is you to be a good leader so that people benefit. So the whole organization benefits. We need people like that. We need people who are not envious. We need people who are not covetous. Close associates who understand trying to occupy another's role. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmo swanushthitat. Paradharme nidhanam shreya. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that it's better you perform your role properly than trying to perform somebody else's role, even improperly or even properly. What your guna and karma is, you must perform that. And here is Hanuman knowing his role very well. This is what my guru has asked me to do. What? Assist Sugriva. Not take over Sugriva's position. Not make him feel bad. Right? I can very well do that. I have the capacity, but I won't do that. I will do what's necessary. And in this way, having a good assistantship is very important. Sometimes if you lack this assistantship, if you lack a good second level, leadership under you, you can't achieve anything. It's very difficult. In Kali Yuga, in most places, you'll see leadership is really infested with these type of challenges in the material world, because people want to rise and they want to be given upward mobility. And some people want upward mobility so fast that they want to even oust the leader and take over. It's very common. In history, human history, you'll see, you take the Russian history, right from the Tsars to the Bolsheviks and to the Russian Revolution and everything, or you take French history and the French Revolution, you take American history, you take Indian history, not so much bad in Indian history, but all other histories, you will see that, toppling. The people who are close to you do that to you. So that is Kali Yuga's speciality. But here you will see the noble attempt made by Hanuman to do exactly what Surya told him. Sugriva needs assistance, and I've brought him the greatest assistance. The supreme personality of Godhead is going to assist Sugriva, and he's going to get some assistance from Sugriva. So this friendship forging is very important. Ramachandra forged this relationship because he needed it at that point of time. We all need in our leadership functions. We need to have friends. We need to have trustworthy assistants to whom you can open your heart out to. Then we need to have another range, second level people who run the management. All these things are very important. Very, very important. So Ramachandra needed friendship. He had Lakshmana with him, just like Sugriva had Hanuman. He had Lakshmana with him, and he was playing multiple roles, both as personal assistant, as his friend, as his brother, as his advisor. He was telling Ramachandra, don't worry, don't lament. Let's do something about it. And in this way, Ramachandra approached Sugriva and he forged this relationship. Now, when we forge a friendship and a relationship on a corporate level, on a leadership level, and within people, you take always that initially that friendship with a pinch of salt. Everything goes well in the beginning. Yeah, I'm a good friend. I'm going to do everything. But then you have inside you a little doubt, and that the more you become familiar, the more you interact, the more you do things for each other, the more your faith increases. Vali was wondering, how is Ramachandra going to help me? This single man, I know who Vali is, how strong he is. So in this way, Hanuman had, through Lakshmana, display Ramachandra's prowess to Vali to create hope in him. And in this way, the friendship, and I cannot go into those details. And finally, Ramachandra actually killed Vali because the decision was like, should I do my favor first or he should do his favor first? So Sugriva was thinking, leadership positions, you come to all these uh, deep dilemmas, and diplomatically you have to do certain things. Because Sugriva was thinking, can I ask him? My misery is so great. I'm so terrorized by Vali. If at all I have to help Ramachandra, definitely I have to be in my proper position to help him. If I try to help Ramachandra in this position, Vali will interfere and finish off everything. I cannot help him fully, but I want to help him, but I will be stymied by Vali's prowess over me. So I need to actually be situated first properly. But he may be thinking that he should get Sita back first and be reinstated in order to help me. So how shall I do this? Ramachandra knew the deep dilemma that Sugriva was in, and he offered that we will do this first. And you be situated properly so he can summon your entire Vanara clan. So he killed Vali, and Sugriva was so happy. He got his wife back and he was situated. But then he forgot. He was reveling, and the whole Chaturmasya, the rainy season, passed. In the rainy season, anyway, nothing could be done. For 4 months, Rama and Lakshmana waited in the rains, and Sugriva was having fun. I mean, he was enjoying life after a long time as the king of the Vanaras, and getting drunk and with his women and everything. And he was so, they let him do it. He's a Vanara, he's a Kshatriya. But after some time, Lakshmana couldn't tolerate it, and he came and threatened Sugriva. If you don't do it, you know what will happen? You know who I am? You know what I can do? And you drunken, sleepy, monkey, we are waiting very patiently, and Ramachandra cannot wait for too long. So in this way, he was woken up from his stupor, and after the rainy season, he ordered his entire clan of Vanaras to come through, and they came in hordes from all directions. That time, Ramachandra saw the massive army of Vanaras that Sugriva has. And Sugriva was fully dedicated to doing the needful. He sent people north, south, east, west. And the one he sent south, where he presumably thought will be the place where mostly you'll find Sita, he chose Hanuman. And he told Ramachandra specifically that I'm selecting Hanuman. Please give him your special blessings. This is a good chance that he will be the one who will find Sita for you, because he's the most intelligent of the entire clan of people I have. He's my personal assistant and minister, and I want to give him to you for this task as your, greatest emissary. So Hanuman was very humble. In no time in anywhere in the history in Ramayana, you see Hanuman showing off in any way. That's the amazing quality of this type of a leader. Humility. Because of having this humility, he got the opportunity to serve Ramachandra. Because of serving Sugriva so faithfully according to his guru's instructions, he got the opportunity. Humility brings opportunity. makes us capable beyond a certain extent. Leave alone your personal development was zero for Ravana because of his pride. If you have humility, your internal development reaches great heights. And not only that, externally you get wonderful opportunities. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, his guru told him, if you ever get money, print books, don't build all these temples here. And you should go to the Western world and help all of them to understand this great knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, of the Bhagavat and everything, and liberate them. This is what I want you to do. So he took that to heart. He took that to heart. And he was always thinking, I am so incapable of doing this. How will I be able to execute it? For 40 years, he was rolling this in his head, in his Grahastha life, in his sannyas life. And it became, when he was 70, he decided to do come what may. Of course, the time was ripe. And then in his ship, in a cargo ship, he got a free ticket. And there he wrote this beautiful poem. And in his address, he offered himself to Krishna. He said, I don't know, you must be having a mission that you're taking me all the way in a ship to a foreign lands. All I know is that I'm your servant. I'm your puppet. You can make me dance however you desire. How you pull your strings, like that I'm ready to dance. I'm not expecting anything. Simply your puppet. He wrote this down, and throughout his life he was like that. Whatever was happening, he attributed it to his guru, to the Supreme Lord. And I'm being utilized. So he also qualified himself by his service. And he became full of humility. And at that time, he was propelled to go, and 70 years old. And in full humility, he conducted. And within 12 years' time, he established 108 centers all over the world and thousands of disciples. And he wrote 80 volumes of books and literatures, and amazing feat he accomplished. Very similar to Hanuman. Hanuman is poised to accomplish an amazing feat. Never known in history. Very special. Only Hanuman can do it. That type of a feat. So he took the blessings because Sugriva has assigned him and said, you do this. You lead this set of great warriors, Angada, Jambavan, all of them, and all these great Vanaras together and go south. And we are really expecting something from you. I am expecting something from you. You're my trusted general. And Ramachandra, I'm sure, is expecting from you. So Hanuman, in great humility, he fell at the feet of Ramachandra. By the time Hanuman and Rama had become so close, because Hanuman already recognized, this is my master, I'm supposed to serve him. I'm serving Sugriva under the order of Surya, but he is the supreme personality of Godhead. And he is my eternal master. See, he fell at the feet of Ramachandra in all humility and grasped the lotus feet of Ramachandra and said, please bless me, that I may be able to do this service for you, that I may be successful in doing this service for you. I so much desire that you should be united with Sita, and your, sadness and sorrow will be ended. And please make me an instrument. So he prayed, and Ramachandra, with great feeling, he was so moved by the humility of Hanuman, his service attitude, his very great etiquette. He bent down and lifted him with his shoulders. Hanuman is known to have said, I always like to be in this position of being at your feet and you touching my shoulder. I don't want to climb up and have my head up. In this way, I'll be very safe. So Ramachandra blessed Hanuman, gave him his ring, and said, when you see Sita, you give this ring. She'll recognize that you're my messenger. Right? And in this way, he gave blessings, and Hanuman started on his journey with his people. Whenever we are on a great project, Whenever we are given a great assignment, it's very important not only to check on everything externally. Is the money in place? Do we have the budget? Do we have the manpower? Do we have the expertise? Do we have this resource? Everybody turns to check everything outside. But actually, all these great projects would start with things inside need to be checked. Are we aligned properly? Are we focused? We should have affirmations ready within us inside, putting ourselves our compass straight, true north compass, making sure that we know what's the goal. Because there are many things that come in between to divert us from our goal. You will see that in Hanuman's process. We don't have a lot of time to discuss this. But such a great, wonderful personality was Hanuman. Inside was so rich. And because of that, he attracted Ramachandra so much. And Hanuman begged mercy, took the blessings of his elders like Sugriva and others, and he went with the whole party. There's a whole description of this party going to different places, amazing personalities they met, and finally they came right up to the tip of South India, Koti and all these places. They came somewhere near those regions and they decided that we have done nothing till now. We have come to the end here. And Hanuman, Jambavan, Angada, and all these great warriors together decided, finished, it's better not to go back. The highlight of our whole visit has been that wonderful lady's cave we went to. Such beautiful facilities she gave us. We enjoyed life there. All the fruits and all the eating and the wonderful atmosphere and facility was so wonderful. And we have come here now. We have done nothing. We have achieved nothing. We have not got Sita at all. Your battery is running low, it says. So we sometimes get completely disillusioned when we don't achieve something. We can learn a lot from this group of Vanaras. Amazing things can be learned. In fact, Angada said, best thing for us is to all sit in this ocean, fast until death, simply die. No point going back, because we go back, Sugriva is such a deadly person. If we come back without a result, he'll most probably punish us. We are supposed to finish this and we have not achieved anything. So they became very moral. And they said, somebody else said, no, at least why give our life simply? Let's go back to that cave and enjoy life and stay there permanently. Let's not go back. Let's stay here. You know, lots of suggestions come when things don't happen. If you have an assignment, a project, all sorts of people think differently. It's very difficult to keep focus. One said, let's give up our life, commit suicide best, because people will speak bad about us. I don't want to sit down listening to that and live a life of, failure. Better I die. That was a main thing that Angada said. And somebody else said, why give up our life? Let's go and enjoy. Then we'll pass away a life there. So desperation, all sorts of things set in. And finally, those people were prepared to fast unto death. Nobody knows what to do. Everybody was very pensive and moody. At that time, a very old bird was looking, Sampati, Jatayu's brother. He was saying, oh, so many Vanaras here. And they're all thinking of fasting to death. There'll be a huge feast for me. I can anyway, I'm too old, I cannot walk, I cannot fly. This is the best thing. He overheard all of them. But while overhearing all of them, they also spoke about Jadayu. When they spoke about Jadayu, he suddenly, Jadayu talking about my brother? And in this way, Hanuman contacted him. And they told him the whole story of Jadayu. And they told him what is their mission. Then Sampati became very very, happy, because this was predicted that he will get to know and he will give information to them about Sita. So he told the whole crowd, and including Jambavan and Hanuman and Angad and everybody, he said, I can see across the ocean. I can see Sita and Ashokavana. Such powerful eyesight. That's where she is held in Ravana's place. You can go and get. But some of you should cross the ocean. And thank you very much. I have been told that this is the time when I will get my wings back because of a curse. I get my wings back and I'll be done with it. I wish you all the best. He said, and boom, he flew all of a sudden. He sprouted wings, and in a moment, he became a small speck in the sky. Huge wings. His wings were 8 yojanas or something. 8 yojanas, like 8 into 8, 64 miles. One flap, and he was in this thing. And then here came a great challenge to the whole group. So we have now found out where Sita is. They were very happy. They were jumping. Definitely, this is great news for us. We have the blessings of Ramachandra. And then they were wondering how to now go across. And then everybody was saying, yojanas, you have to do 500 and then 500 or 800, and then you all the way. I can leave this much, I can leave that much. Each one was telling. Then Angadus and others will say, I can jump across, come back. I think he'll have the strength to come back. Said each one was trying to say what he can do. But there's one person not saying anything, just sitting and very humbly, not getting involved with the conversation, sitting a little away and just very, deeply meditating. Jambavan was saying, I could have done it. Now I'm very old. I cannot do it, and all that. So everybody was talking. And then finally Jambavan noticed that Hanuman is not saying anything. And then a thought hit him. And he told everybody, but there is one person here who can actually do it. And he moved towards Hanuman. And he told Hanuman and reminded him, you know who you are, Hanuman. You know your strength actually. This is what is your strength. I am reminding you of your strength and your powers. This is what you're capable of. You're very easily capable of going there. For you, you don't know your powers yourself. That time, reminded of his powers. And he became so huge, fantastic mountain he ascended. And he shouted the name of Rama. And he pressed forward. And he flew into the sky, shouting the name of Rama. And everybody was thrilled. What a takeoff it was. Fantastic takeoff. Whole earth shook. All the birds and animals flew and came out. And he screamed the name of Rama and went into the skies, completely enthused, and got an opportunity using his entire powers now for Ramachandra. Till now, he didn't have the powers when he was serving Sugriva. But he was reminded of it, and now is the chance. You see, when we want to do service to the Supreme Lord, you will amazingly get all what you need, all the resources. Every one of us is capable of doing that service which is coming in front of us by the arrangement of the Lord. We should never think I am incapable of doing this. No, of course you're incapable of doing this on your own. But because Krishna so desires this, because Ramachandra desires it, you will get all that is necessary to do it. This is the first thing we should understand. Sometimes we're doing this huge project and we're wondering how we will get all the money required. But gradually, it's coming in from various directions. Gradually, people are offering their expertise. And I can see that so many people are coming forth. I never knew you knew this. Yes, I know this. You did not know? All these days you've been coming here, I did not know this is your expertise. I found out people that I'm a project man. I have been doing projects. What are you doing? For the past 2 years I've been watching you. I never knew. I am a so-and-so man. I know automation and all these things together. Oh, I'm looking for. I get surprised. In the same way, you can see that when the Lord's service is there, all sorts of people come forth with all sorts of resources. It's amazing. Same thing in a much bigger degree is happening here. Hanuman jumped across. And when you're doing a service for the Lord, material nature is not yet stopping. Material nature, video stopped. You want to reconfigure? Just a moment. I think some reconfiguration. You want to do that? Why it stopped? Connection lost. Did you look in action? Boy.
It has come now, Maharaj. It has come.
Okay. Thank you, Divya Rupa. Right, so resources and all these things come. You know, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 factors to something happening. Vividhascha pratakcheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. The person, the place, the time, the endeavor, and the Supreme Lord as Paramatma, Super Soul in the heart. The 5th factor is God in anything happening. Of course, many people don't believe that. Of course, that's their own choice. But whether they believe or not, God is a factor. For devotees of the Lord, that's the most important factor. Because everything else can be in place. But if the sanction of the Lord is not there, it doesn't happen. But if the sanction of the Lord is there, and if other things are not in place also, it will happen. This is the case of Ramachandra. You don't see great resources. You don't see a fantastic army with super high-tech warfare happening and all that. But Ravana had all those things. But there was Hanuman going ahead, thinking about Ramachandra. And when we go ahead, we will also see extra facilities coming, disguising themselves as though it is God's facility coming for you. You should also be able to make up what is not part of the whole agenda coming up to you. When you do something, especially such type of activities as service to the Lord, you will see many things people offer. Sometimes people offer material facility that's not needed. That may become a great diversion to you. And when Hanuman was crossing, so many material facilities came up. Number one, the Mainaka mountain rose from the waters and said, I know your father, I know everybody that you have to take rest here. Take rest here and enjoy this facility and then go. After all, you're going on a great mission to rescue Sita. I know. I want to do this service for you. So Hanuman was very focused on the target. He said, thank you very much. How wonderful you're offering me this service, but I have no time to enjoy this now. My focus is on reaching Lanka and spotting Sita. So this is not the time to rest. He very clearly analyzed. This is not the time to rest, but I'll just touch my feet on this thing, just for the sake of it. He just touched, he left. When we are on a job, when we are on a project, when we want to achieve something, we should be focused. We should see nothing else but the focus. Problems and challenges are all great, wonderful Buchandis and Rakshasas who come in front of us when we lose sight of the focus. These things become more important, and the more you attend to them, the more important they become. And the more you attend to them, more they will completely cloud the real target. You see? So great leaders will tell you this. If you lose focus of what you're trying to get, you get, lost. Hanuman knew this. This is a great leadership quality, to know how to focus on what you need to achieve. Very important. You can learn in Hanuman's thing, you learn a lot of things like this. He was a man on a mission. I'm not going to stop anywhere for anything. Sita, I've come all the way here and I've got this great opportunity and I've got all my powers unleashed and I'm going to use it. So he stepped aside and kept going ahead. Then came other type of challenges, Simhika, and all of them, demonesses came that you have to do this particular thing. Using his intelligence, he bypassed it. Sometimes we get very attractive proposals. Sometimes you get very tempting offers in between. So real leaders know that these are not going to give us any benefit. They're going to eat our time. They're going to take our energy away. And they're going to weaken our whole force towards the main achievement. So small things kept aside. Things that actually divert you. When a person has got a mission, a human mission, I want to achieve success in my life, spiritually, materially, then he should be focused and utilize resources properly. Hanuman did all these things very wonderfully and landed in Lanka. Challenge of finding out who is Sita. Now he's on a mission without knowing who is Sita. But Ramachandra personally told him when he took blessings, he described Sita to him. And it's a very amazing thing for a man like Ramachandra to describe his wife's physical description of his wife he gave. And he was very, very confident about Hanuman. That's why he did that. How much confidence must be behind him? This is how Sita looks. You can understand from her behavior also like this. These are our characteristics. This is how she looks. And all this Hanuman absorbed. He was a lifelong brahmachari, a lifelong unmarried person, never seen a woman in a different way with lust. And he was here searching for a woman, searching for Lakshmi. What an amazing mission given to him by the Lord. And this is the same person that Ravana wanted to enjoy. And that's why she's come back again, Vedavati, come back again as Sita to cause the downfall of Rama. And here is a description given to Hanuman. And he lands up in Lanka and he goes through the palace that night. He goes through the palace. He makes himself very small. He's got powers, anima, lagima, all these yogic powers. And he enters through the keyhole, becomes a small monkey. Then he expands himself as and when he wants. He's an amazing personality. He's got all sorts of mystic powers. So he appears there and he looks at each one of those ladies, completely disheveled. He had some 12,000 wives, Ravana. His hobby was collecting beautiful women. I know in your younger days you did stamps collecting, coins collecting, this thing, that thing. But here is another hobby. His hobby was collecting beautiful women from anywhere he sees them. He just brings them, keeps them. But then he got cursed. His collection was so good that every night all of them were drunk. And all of them were great attraction of Ravana. Ravana was a very handsome personality. Only when he got angry and all, his looks were described as very ugly. 10 heads. And otherwise he was looking. I don't want to describe Ravana's qualities because he was also a great leader. Actually, that brings us to another point. What does leader really mean? Even Ravana was leading very wonderfully. He was also a great leader. He had a whole nation filled with Rakshasas. All sorts of crazy people. And he was leading them. He was a great leader. That's what I was trying to define leadership on the first day. What is leadership? Ravana was a great leader. Hitler too was a great leader. But he ended up killing himself. And Ravana ended up also dying in the hands of Rama. Because that's not, leadership does not mean just leading people alone. Bank thieves, gang of thieves also has got a leader. Terrorists have got their wonderful leader. They know high-tech technology. They know how to inspire their people. Dacoits have got leaders. It's not about leadership as such. It is actually about where you're leading people that makes amongst all these different types of leaders who is really a genuine leader, who is edifying you, who is enriching you, who is giving you a greater experience, and who is taking you tamasoma satkamaya asatoma satkamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya, taking you to a higher point, giving you a greater experience, growing you. That is leading, actually. Ravana destroyed everybody, all his followers, and himself. And he did this atrocious activity of stealing another man's wife. And it happened to be the Supreme Personality's guarded spouse. And he didn't care. He was so arrogant. These type of leaders become arrogant, proud, and they don't care for anybody. And there's no authority above them. These are not good examples of leaders, though they seemingly look great. So we have to be careful of whom we follow. We have to have some amount of, that's why in the first day we spoke about moral foundations in leadership. A leader should have some amount of moral stuff in him. He should be caring. He should be actually having loyalty. He should be respecting the liberty of others. Like that sanctity, we described all these things, sacrifice he makes. These are all great moral foundations. Then only we can trust such a person will be actually leading me. He's selfless. So we will see all these things in Ramachandra tomorrow. So this was the great, wonderful situation that Hanuman faced. He was in Ravana's kingdom. In Ravana's kingdom, and he had to go through Ravana's opulences, his sense gratification, and the huge arrangements he had Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now again?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Right. A brief intermission. Sorry. Maybe you needed a break. It was Daiva, arranged by the Lord. Okay. So that's where we are in Hanuman's whole mission. And he finally saw in Ashoka Vana, he spotted Sita. As soon as he saw her, he knew this is it. She's the Sita I'm looking for. She was frail, thin, looking very grave, and around her were some Rakshashis, and there was Trijata, who was Vibhishana's daughter, had a good relationship with her. She was giving her great hope that don't worry, Ravana will come. I had a dream today. I saw that Ravana on a chariot drawn by donkeys, monkeys, and he was drinking this, and that means this, and she was giving a lot of hope. I had this dream, so Rama is going to come very soon, don't worry, and all that. So he looked around, Hanuman, the small monkey, and he jumped on top on the tree, the Ashoka tree. I had the opportunity to go to this place in Sri Lanka and actually see this place. They have a nice setting there, very beautiful place. And he climbed the tree and very humbly he sang Rama's activities very beautifully. And then Sita was wondering, who is this singing this? And see the way he introduced himself. He did not jump all of a sudden and said, I am Rama, so this thing so and so, and scare her. And very diplomatically, very intelligently, he presented himself. He knew that I am in foreign place and she is highly petrified. She is under the clutches of Ravana. Then he saw Ravana also come and threaten her, and how she retained her position. And she was very confident that Rama will come. And he saw her situation and very nicely presented himself. He sang this beautiful glory of Rama and the pastimes of Rama. And Sita was so happy to hear this. Who is this? And then he presented himself like a small monkey. I am singing this. Who are you? For a moment, Sita thought this is another trick of Ravana is presenting himself in a disguised form like this to me. And she moved back. But he said, you see, I am a messenger of Ramachandra. And then he started talking to her. Ramachandra has sent me, this is what has happened. And I crossed the ocean. I am Hanuman. How did you cross the ocean? So small you are. No, this is not my size. This is the size in which he crossed the ocean. And he became huge, touching the skies. And Sita could understand, wow. And then when he gave the ring of Rama, she became completely emotional. Then she started opening up to Hanuman, all her miseries that she was suffering. And she spoke at great length, and she was so much comforted to see Hanuman that a messenger from Ramachandra has come, and I'm seeing my Lord's ring. And she was so moved, so moved. In this way, Hanuman, there's a lot to be mentioned in this. Sundarakanda explains this in the Ramayana. It's a beautiful chapter. How Hanuman is so wonderfully executing his service, and how he, in Ashokavana, opens up to Sita. He respects her greatly and very nicely comforts and solaces her as a true personality, caring for Sita's situation so much, thinking of Rama and his service to be done. It puts great hope in Sita. And Sita is so happy. I'm so happy to see you. You see, Sita was feeling in her heart, I want to reward him greatly. And she was so happy. So this is the way a leader conducts himself when he has a situation where he can play a good role, creating hope in people who have got despair, creating strength in people by talking very positively. Of course, there was everything positive here for Hanuman. First of all, he was so powerful and he was representing Ramachandra. And he carried that positivity and very nicely embedded it in Sita. So great acharyas have mentioned and have likened this whole situation to Hanuman being the guru and Ravana being Maya, material nature, having entrapped the soul who is Sita. Sita is the spirit soul entrapped and who is actually wanting to liberate herself because the Atma wants to liberate himself because he has come to understand about this falsity and he is a person, a mumukshu wanting to be liberated. And therefore, Guru has come. Hanuman is representing the Acharya, the Guru, who has come to save the soul and who is giving great hope. Don't worry. If you chant the name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, definitely the Lord will come and rescue you. So Prabhupada is something like Hanuman. He crossed the ocean, went to the Western world, and Western world can be likened to a lot of Vanaras doing all crazy things that don't know the goal of life, like this Rakshasa kingdom of Ravana, being led by material nature. And there you go and give God consciousness to each one of them and enlighten them, and they enlighten each other. In this way, Prabhupada's plan was to liberate the whole world. He said there are so many Ravanas. They're all small, small Ravanas. Their nature is the same. And so he crossed the ocean, established Krishna consciousness in foreign lands, and gave so much hope to so many people, by whose great benediction we are here today discussing these things from his wonderful books. And we are very grateful to Prabhupada. One should always be grateful to the Acharya. One should always be very, very grateful for people who bring us Krishna consciousness, who keep us in Krishna consciousness, who give us the reality, who take us away from illusion, help us to edify ourselves. So Hanuman played that great role. He gave great hope to Sita, and Sita was so hopeful. And Hanuman took leave finally from Sita, and he took the little brooch and everything that she gave him also to give it to Rama, and he kept it very carefully. Then he told Sita, excuse me, now I'm going to be a monkey for some time and create some havoc here. I want to also do my bit, extracurricular activities I have while I'm on my mission. It's also entertainment for me. And I also want to, be in form. So a few things I do which may not be part of the mission, but which is good for the whole mission as such, because you will see and don't mind it. And then he ransacked the whole Ashoka garden. He ate up all the fruit, stood on the wall, urinated from there, and then he shouted and yelled and threw down the trees, made a mess. And then report went to Ravana. The monkey warrior just sent so and so, but he's not an ordinary monkey. He's doing all sorts of amazing things. He's too strong. What do you mean? And he sent Jambumali. And then after that, Akshar, every one by one, everybody he routed and finished. And finally, he has to send his son Indrajit. And Indrajit went with his Brahma rope that he has. Then he put it on Hanuman. And Hanuman said, okay, anyway, let me feel that I'm getting tied up because I want to see Ravana. I want to face him and ask him some questions. Because this is part of my extracurricular activity. It's not actually on my agenda. And I want to have my own fun. And also I should put great hope into Sita. Because Hanuman told Sita, see, I've got this capacity later. I am just one person in Rama's army and I'm a very small person. And there are hundreds and crores and millions of such people coming. So Sita was very confident. This one person has come, messenger is so strong and powerful like this. Imagine what will happen. Definitely things are going to happen. So that type of confidence he created, because he got tied by this rope and he was insulted and he was taken and beaten and everything and put in front of Ravana. And he told Ravana, please return Sita, I advise you. I advise you, please return Sita. Said, nonsense, you messenger advising me, put him to, put fire on his tail. Because he wanted a seat, can I sit on a proper seat? He said, you're a monkey, why do you need seat? No, should be respected. I am messenger of Ramachandra. You should give me proper respect. There should be a seat for me. And he refused to sit. He made a tail his seat. And he sat down, was higher than Ravana. Now he can speak to me from it. He was really having fun because he was very powerful and his powers have come out now. So Ravana was terrible, so angry. And then he said, set fire to this monkey's tail and, throw him in this thing. So they set fire and then he just ripped himself out of the ropes and he jumped around and set fire to the whole of Lanka. Burning mess he made. And then he said, I warn you, I am just one person in the whole army of Rama. I can do this to you. Better return Sita. And he flew out. He came and last visited Sita and said, don't worry, everything is in order. Sita heard about this and she prayed to Agni that the tail of Hanuman should not feel singeing, burning. So that's why he was feeling my tail is not, I'm not feeling the burning sensation because of Sita's blessing. And this way he had a lot of support and he made a mess of the whole this thing and terrorized all those people. We are coming. I'm only one person. So many are coming. Millions of them are coming. We'll finish you. And, Ravana had to rethink many things. He went back, leaped back all the way and landed there. Jambavan, Angada and all the Vanas were waiting. They saw him. They started screaming and jumping. He has come back. Definitely he has done it. And he came and gave the good report. They literally freaked out, jumping and dancing. And they went back. It's mentioned that they went back. They went straight to Sugriva's private garden, fruit garden, and ransacked it. Ate up all the fruits and made a mess of that place. And then reports went to Sugriva. Your garden, they have come back, they've finished your garden. He said, that means they have found Sita. They won't dare do it because they know that now Sugriva cannot say anything to us. You've done such great job. That means they have found Sita. Call them. They deserve all that and more. And in this way, Hanuman came back and he was very humbly reporting everything that happened. It was such a wonderful moment that he had spotted Sita. And Sugriva heard all those wonderful exploits of Hanuman. And Ramachandra, he heard all those things he spoke to Sita and everything that Sita spoke to him. Sita told him, I remember this instance and this instance. And when he offered to Hanuman Sita's brooch, Lord Ramachandra broke down. And after so many days, he was able to understand and get this report, my Sita is safe. And seeing her ornament, he was so moved. And looking at Hanuman, he's shedding tears. He said, what a great service you've done. How can I even thank you? I want to do so many things for you, but I am a recluse in the forest. I'm a hermit in the forest. All I can do for you is to embrace you. And this is a famous scene you see everywhere. Ramachandra embracing Hanuman, holding him tight and shedding tears on his shoulders. And Hanuman was also shedding tears. It's a great moment of two great leaders, one a servant leader and one a leader, Supreme Personality of Godhead, leading the entire creation, meeting together. Servant and master, a perfect relationship. This is, Hanuman represents that we all have that capacity to go back to do our original constitutional work of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we do that service, we become most fulfilled. See, success is one thing in life, but you don't feel fulfilled in success, material success. Fulfillment is really success because fulfillment is success from inside. When you feel full, now I am feeling happy. Sometimes it may not be the things that you do in your office, in your work. Sometimes it may be something else that you do that you feel very happy and fulfilled, especially when you carry out something for your dear loved ones. You feel fulfillment. And life should be made to actually endeavor for the sake of that type of internal fulfillment. That's real success. We may earn so many things, we may earn positions, we earn money, we earn so many things, but you can still feel empty, a vacuum inside. You can achieve big positions, but you still feel lonely. But when you have fulfillment in the service of the Lord, that's a very special thing. You feel so good, deeply. And Hanuman felt that. Bhavantamevanucharan kadaham aikantika nitya kinkara paharshayishyami sanata jivitam. Sa nata jivitam. Nata means your Lord, your authority, your master. Serving him, praharshayishyami, gives the greatest pleasure. So Ramachandra Bhagavan was having the greatest pleasure in the service that Hanuman had rendered, in love and in bhakti. And Hanuman was having the greatest pleasure that my master has accepted the service. I was able to do the service that he wanted so much. And therefore, the greatest reward that Ramachandra thought he can give him is my embrace, my deep feeling of gratitude. So this was a wonderful combination. So in these wonderful happenings, there are many more things that happen. After that, Hanuman plays greater roles. You see, in forging relationships, in bringing things together, Hanuman was such a character, such a noble personality. You see, when Hanuman and Ramachandra were getting together and meeting, Sugriva was not really so greatly cultured and so greatly learned and so great person as Hanuman, but he was in great distress. So it is mentioned that they climbed in a comfortable place and they want to sit down, that they had this rustic setting. And so Sugriva went into the forest and got a huge branch with leaves and everything for Ramachandra to sit down. And instantly Ramachandra took that seat offered by Sugriva. In the palace, he is used to a huge asana and cushion and everything. But in the forest, Sugriva with love is giving and respect is giving a seat. He is a Vanara. So actually next to the seat, Hanuman thought Lakshmana will sit down because that's the next great personality. But Sugriva climbed up next to Ramachandra and sat down next to him and started speaking this thing. And Ramachandra noticed that Lakshmana has not got a seat. He should be given a seat, proper etiquette. And Hanuman noticed that Sugriva is doing something which is completely wrong. But he didn't want to say these things in front of everybody, which is also wrong. So what he thought of immediately, intelligently, is he went and got a big seat, branch and everything, more bushy and everything, and then offered it to Lakshmana. And Lakshmana sat on it, but he did not, Hanuman did not occupy a seat there. He occupied a seat on the feet of Lakshmana, close to Lakshmana. And then he looked at Ramachandra, reassuringly, don't worry, I know it. I know what it is. And I am not correcting Sugriva now, because I cannot do it. In just by his actions, he conveyed a powerful message to Ramachandra. I know what is wrong. I know to set it right, but not now. Please rest assured, go ahead with your discussion. This is the type of understanding and depth. You know, if you have an assistant like that, amazing, amazing. So Ramachandra, although knew that this was wrong, Lakshmana also knew, but they appreciated how Hanuman solved it. Such was Hanuman's assistant's understanding, very deep understanding, by watching people and giving that type of assistantship. That's what is needed. Leadership needs that type of assistance so that leadership can function properly. So we can learn so many lessons in Hanuman. There's so much more, but time is short. It's already 8 o'clock. So we hope to be able to serve human society like Hanuman, serve the Supreme Lord like Hanuman, and be selfless and use the resources offered to us by Krishna. coming to us in various formats and spread the Krishna consciousness movement and make lots of leaders. Prabhupada's idea was to create leaders. A leader is a person who doesn't leave without creating more leaders. Leader creates leaders so that it will be perpetrated. Prabhupada created leaders out of people who are not the least bit materially or spiritually qualified. That is his potency. That's his potency. You can see Ramachandra's potency. He created leaders out of Sugriva, out of Hanuman, out of so many of the Vanaras. They were nobody. There's a wonderful quote from the Bhagavatam of Hanuman saying that Ramachandra, he engaged us. We had no material qualification. We don't look good. We look very bad. And our habits are so bad, we are monkeys. And we have the craziest of habits, the craziest of culture. And we don't look good. We have no abilities to be warriors, nothing. Bate Lakshmana Grajaha. But by the mercy of Ramachandra, we are doing things. So it's amazing. By the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of his representative, we get engaged in many ways to do amazing projects and this and that. We should never become proud of those situations because really we are nobody. This is humility. Hanuman had that humility, although he had capabilities. He was humble. So humility is a great characteristic in a leader because humility brings opportunities. And the more humble you are, the more opportunities you get and the more pleasure you get in serving. Serving people, serving the Lord becomes a rightful claim as you develop humility and remain humble in the service. That we can learn from Hanuman. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ramachandra Bhagavan ki, Hanuman ki, Hare Krishna. The time is 8:05. Sorry for taking an extra 5 minutes, but I thought we started a little late so I can steal those 5 minutes from you and you won't begrudge it. If there is any question you think that this poor soul can answer and is fit to answer, please shoot them and I'll be very happy to do the needful to you. There is Nanda Kumar who has raised his hand. Yes, Nanda Kumar ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I can see you.
Hare Krishna, Swamiji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Forgive me for asking this question. It's from yesterday's discourse on two types of leadership.
Yeah.
You spoke about servant leadership and perception leadership.
Yeah.
Where only wrong perception about Bharata was removed. There was acceptance only when the bad perception of Bharata was removed. There was an acceptance of his leadership.
Yeah.
However, we do find even today good living example of servant leadership. Would it be wrong to say that leadership today is clouded by perception or has been replaced by leadership through confrontation, especially in corporate, political, government services? If it is, how it is possible to avoid this confrontational leadership in today's world?
But you'll have to explain to me a little bit more because I'm not a corporate man who works day in and day out on what confrontational leadership is.
No, anybody getting has to, if he is going to acquire a leadership position, there are quite a lot of impediments. Like, there are people who will, there is another impediments like people who are against that person's leadership. There is another, they will promote another person's leadership.
Yes.
This sort of thing you find, there is not acceptance of the leadership of any person.
Welcome to the world of Kali Yuga. Well, what we speak about, we are seeing ideal representatives of great leadership in Ramayana. They also had their challenges. It's not that they didn't have at that point of time challenges. But having said that, Kali Yuga is actually a horrible time. You won't find genuine leaders so easily. Basically, a leader is a person who's able to inside. I told you about three. domains that we can discuss leadership on the social front, on the nation. Therefore, it says here, internet is unstable. Can you hear me still now, Nandakumarji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can hear me still. Okay. So, confrontational leadership, I would say, is the malaise of this day and age. Because a lot of people think that the leadership is wrong and I can do it better. I can do it better. That's why a democratic stance is the best offer. But even democracy actually will never give you the full benefit. It can never reach up to giving and leading people to the fullest extent. But that's the best bargain that we can get. And in democratic leadership, we are trying to have many people together contribute to the thing. Monarchy is no more in place. But sometimes when there is a very capable person and very acceptable person, then that person functions to some extent. And for how long, we don't know. But this confrontation is something that everybody has to face. Our own government, the democratic government, has always got an opposition, a healthy opposition, so that the democratic government, ruling government, functions properly. So opposition is definitely a confrontation.
Lost you, Swamiji. Audio not clear.
And sometimes the opposition does some good. It helps the not clear. I can't help that. Huh? It's okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Hare
hear you
Krishna.
now.
Okay.
Krishna, I can hear
So
you.
what I'm saying is confrontational leadership is something that we have to tolerate and stay with, because I don't think we have great leaders in the whole flock. Somewhere by a fluke, we may get somebody a little bit okay. But good leaders cannot also function in this milieu, because they won't have that necessary type of support. Rarely they get some support. So all these things are definitely something that you have to face up to. It's a challenge to be a leader in these days. And if one is, hats off to him, that he is able to face all these different confrontations, and by the strength of his own personal, deep internal spirituality, he's able to do a few things. Hats off. That's what I'm saying. The most important thing these days, in these times, is to have leaders who have internal spiritual strength. It becomes easily the most important thing that's required. External skills, external traits is one thing you can get to some extent. But if you want to sustain yourself in leadership, then you better be strong inside. Because when you have spiritual dimension nicely stoked in you, then you know how to treat all these things that come at you. You don't take them very seriously. You actually bypass them, and you actually learn to play around them and keep focus on the main things. That strength will come to only due to some level of spirituality inside you. I have seen that in certain
Audio gone.
focus, and therefore they run very good families. They run their small organizations and small businessly, and they are pretty much together. And I think extrapolating that to a higher level, to a greater level, I think that's a foundational essence of a leadership quality. So without that, confrontation is an austerity you have to face constantly. Sometimes people take that as a opposition that has to be dealt with. You will see that even in Ramayana, you will see that Vishwamitra, when he comes to Dasharatha's palace, he's asking him, have you kept your enemies under control? And are the subjects happy? So keeping enemies under control was something that was there in the past also. You exercise your power and keep them under place. But nowadays, because it's very democratic, you can't do that. So you have to give everybody their space, and that becomes a pain in the neck for you. You're not able to achieve what you want to do and what you think is good. So that is here to stay. So maybe there are other methods of doing that, and ways of doing, satisfying those confrontation people with some titles, with some positions, with some material sources, resources, or whatever. So there are ways of doing the Sama, Beda, Dana, Danda. It is also mentioned. Reconciliation and talking, then creating dissension, and then or offering a bribe materially, or finally having war and finishing with the enemy. All these things are there in diplomatic endeavors and maneuvers. That's another whole topic about leadership. But we'll have to deal with some distant, weak country cousin of that in the present situation. That's a little 2 pennies that I can offer. Okay. Anybody
But
else?
that was more valuable. That was more valuable. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
TKSLP
Hare
has
Krishna.
raised his hand. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Swamiji. I'm Lakshmi Priya.
Lakshmi Priya. Okay. How are you, Lakshmi Priya?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Right.
Swamiji, Sambhavi has said that he could see Sita Devi in Ashokavan.
Yeah.
But it's also said that Hanuman looked around for Sita before finding her in the Ashokavan. Am I
Yeah.
right? Why?
Yes. Yes. So what's the question?
Why he could have directly gone to Ashokavan? Why did he look around all over the place and searched and finally ended up in Ashokavan?
You mean Sampati saw him in Ashokavan? Well, I don't know exactly the detailed description, but I don't know whether Ashokavana was mentioned. But even if it was mentioned, Hanuman at that point actually entered the palace. That's a good question. That's a matter of great detail. I can refer and find out. I don't want to give you a matter of technical detail without reference. But whether Sampati actually said, I see her in Ashokavana in the palace grounds or whatever, and not in the palace, whether he gave that detail is something that we need to refer to. Maybe you're right that Sampati saw, and why did he go into the palace at all? That's a good question. But I think that needs some technical reference into the Ramayana and seeing the shlokas and finding out exactly. At this point of time, I don't have the technical answer for you, but I can try to refer and get back to you.
Thank you. This is something that I have always been wondering right from the days that I have read about this. And I also noted that you referred that somebody saw Sita Devi.
Yes,
So I
that's
thought
what I heard. That's what I have read and heard.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Anybody else who has a question? Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Ramanavami, the appearance of Lord Ramachandra, and we will endeavor to discuss about the wonderful pastime of Ramachandra in terms of leadership. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ramachandra Bhagavan ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna, Swamiji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare